the campaign on women, peace, and security. The old ways are women's ways. We persuade, we control, we lobby, we argue, we even cry. Yes, we do. Sometimes we are silent. I am convinced that women devised the term, keep your peace. We also know how to pause. A woman must have created the pregnant pause, don't you think? Today is not about life statistics. It is about the impetus for life, lived connected to one another as a family of communities and nations, rooted in women's capacity to give and nurture the life of all living beings. 2015 is the 100th anniversary of WIRF, the 15th anniversary of Resolution 1325, and the 20th anniversary of Beijing. It is a time of commemorations. We will no longer be, as Elise Golding said, the other side of history. And we here, believe it or not, will make that history happen through the 16 months of the campaign. No more waiting. Yes, it's time. Women, period, seriously, exclamation point.
Who are the ones rebuilding a country at the end of the conflict? It is maybe again falling to women who have to care for their families, to plant the fields, and to trade and to ensure the income that is necessary. So therefore, it should also be them sitting at the decision-making table. I think we need to look at women as agents of change. I don't think that the societies which do fall into conflict are the type of societies which we should work for in the 21st century. And women can be those who actually create the conditions for change in their societies. And I'm also deeply convinced that women's participation will change the results. I've spoken now a lot about women, but looking around the audience, I see some colleagues, some young men, and I would say that of course this is a task which we can only achieve working together. It's not something which divides us between women and men. It should be something that actually unites us. So I understand that this is what your campaign actually is about. So therefore, Germany and the Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development actively supports the campaign.
So we come together 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and that journey continues to today. With this incredible summit, unprecedented summit, to deal with one of the most difficult challenges our human race confronts, violence against women, in particular girls, but men and boys in conflict. And we need to realize that protection, the end to that violence. We need to have women at the table where they can make an incredible difference. And they've shown how they made a difference in Liberia and so many other places.
I've seen what's happening. There's a much longer road for us to go to. But we can do together. It also means we must bring men with us in this campaign, both old and young. And we need young women and older women. We can do this campaign through civil society. We desperately need civil society to work with us, to put pressure on all of our governments. We've made many plans, but to make sure those plans are put into place and actually bring women to this day, we have to pressure all of our governments all the time.
So these are things we have to move on, mobilise on, and I'm hoping that when we take women seriously, it will make a fundamental difference to the way in which we build our peace, which we build on our better understanding of our men and women who work together to actually make this happen. So let's make this happen.
I enthusiastically support this campaign in order to have women's leadership. This campaign for women, peace and security, because we women deserve to be taken seriously.
So I have been taking women seriously, and that's why it's important for me to be a part of this campaign. It is my hope that we can push this to the level that governments and negotiators and the international community, specifically the UN, will begin to see women as serious players on issues of peace and security. Thank you.
Denounce and condemn. No more impunity. It is a duty for all regions in the world to include women when it aims to an end war and violence. Some mothers of soldiers in Russia, the white widows in India, the women in black from Israel and Palestine, the mothers of Srebrenica, the peace women in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Sudan, and Afghanistan. This is what hundreds of thousands of active, visionary, and impassioned women are fighting for all over the world. And that's what we stand for.
Take women seriously. And I believe it is a civil society initiative, but it will go beyond that. We will mobilize member states, we will mobilize academics, we will mobilize international organizations to take women seriously and move ahead.